Hey everybody, we are going to look at today the FHA-VA Addendum. I'm going to start by showing you how to find it. What you're looking at now is a fairly standard buy-side loop for 123 Main Street here in Anytown, Florida. We have our initial contract and disclosures, and now we need to get an FHA-VA Addendum. We know that we need that. To find that addendum, we're going to go to Add Document and just click that Add Document button, and you're going to see the file window pop up. It needs to know, where are you going to find that document? Is it from Templates, where you can add an interactive form, or Browse, or Email? In this case, the FHA-VA Addendum is a template. So you're going to click that, and it's going to take you to this window to find the documents to add. If you scroll down, you're going to see this list of your folders, and I do encourage you to look through these and kind of get a feel for where things are, how to find them. What you're looking for today is the FHA-VA folder. There is only one file in there. It says Addendum FHA-VA. Just check this box to select it, copy, and it's going to bring it right into your folder. It's creating the documents. Click OK, and you will see that it has imported that document. That is the only one we need, so I'm going to close this window by clicking the Add Document button again. I'm just going to open my addendum. The autofill box is going to pop up. Now, I've already added my people and added some details about this particular property in my detail section. Setting up your offer from start to finish is part of my weekly training that I do every Wednesday. 1 week I'll do a buy side, 1 week a list side transaction. The autofill box has popped up. Buyer 1, buyer 2 is no one, seller 1, seller 2 is no one. I'm just filling in the rest of this information here. Now at this point, we probably do know who the listing agent is. And if I haven't added that person, I'm going to do so right now. This is our listing agent. I do tend to want to add the company name. So I have my seller's agent's my name, the email address, and the company name. I'm going to click Add Person. And that is how you add a person on the fly from the autofill box. We'll notice that we have the rest already filled in. Autofill, and there we go. It's filled in some of this for us automatically. Here's where the buyer is going to initial, and here's where the seller is going to initial. Now let's just go through this. This is the Federal Housing Administration and Department of Veterans Affairs Addendum. Section 1 just states some definitions. Section 2 talks about inspections and appraisal. Now, when you are dealing with an FHA or a VA appraisal, it is different than the home inspection. But the appraiser is going to inspect the property just a little bit as he goes through the appraisal to make sure that it is in a good living condition. And I encourage you to look up the specifics about what an FHA or VA appraiser is going to look for. Things like the year of life left in the roof, rotten wood, chipped paint, things like that. When you're filling out this section, what you're saying is that the seller is going to comply with the regulations regarding these inspections. And what the appraiser requires in terms of repairs, the seller is going to do at a certain price point. I would encourage you, if possible, to have a small dollar amount in here anytime you can. It's not always possible. Some sellers say, I'm not going to do anything, and you might need to kick that can down the road. But if you don't have to, throw a little bit in here, because if that appraiser comes back and says the house appraises for this amount when these repairs are done, the appraiser and the lender will expect those repairs to be completed. And in fact, the appraiser will need to come out and re-inspect to confirm that they have been completed. And we don't really want our deal to fall apart based on a small item such as, some chipped paint around a frame of a door or something like that. Now, if you know the property is going to need a new roof, this dollar amount could be much higher. And this probably should have been negotiated at the beginning, knowing that that's coming, right? So certainly bear in mind the condition of the property, the negotiations that you've already made when you fill in this dollar amount. This is, again, not the same thing as your home inspection. There could be two separate negotiations here, okay? If your client is going for an FHA loan, if that's applicable, you're going to check this box. And this FHA financing addendum also has a space for its own appraisal contingency. Both FHA and VA do have an appraisal contingency built in. And this is going to set forth what the appraised value needs to be. Now, I am not reading every line of this addendum, and I do encourage you to read every line of this addendum. And if you have specific questions, to call our support, 727-914-9174. We're going to say this needs to appraise at the sale price of the property, which is $300,000. And we are good. We are done with our appraisal contingency section. This also notes fees and payments that the purchaser shall pay on all loan expenses charged by the buyer's lender, and that some of these will be paid by the seller up to a maximum of. Now, this is for closing costs and things like that. Okay, so this could vary. If there aren't any closing costs or anything like that, then I'm just going to put 0 in there and I'm going to move along. Now, this is for an FHA. We're done. We saved it. We do need to go to the bottom of the page and sign it as the buying agent. We can sign in the broker's spot, so I'll sign this now. And that's it for FHA. If it were VA, then very similar. The top section still applies. The inspections and appraisal section still applies. But I would not have the FHA box checked. It's just undoing my signature there. I would not need a dollar amount here. And I would just scroll down and check the VA box, which says that my client is getting a VA loan and that the seller is going to pay for the things that they need to pay for those VA non-allowables. Now, I do want you to note that in Florida, and Florida is one of 9 states for which this is true, the buyer can, in fact, pay for their own WDO inspection and repairs. So please note that not all agents know that. That changed in a 2015, I believe it was. So if it's VA, you're going to check this box. And you notice with the appraisal, there is not a place for the buyer to fill in the amount. But there is an appraisal contingency. If this contract purchase price or cost exceeds the reasonable value of the property as established by the Department of Veterans Affairs, the purchaser shall have the privilege and option of proceeding if they want to, but they do not have to. And they shall not incur any penalty or forfeiture of earnest money deposit or otherwise be obligated to complete the purchase of the property described herein. So veterans loans, and FHA loans both come with an appraisal contingency. They just are worded slightly differently, but you should know about that. And again, you can sign here in the broker slot. If you share it with Phil, he'll be happy to sign, but you can sign here and your buyer is going to sign. And that is really the basic ins and outs of the FHA-VA addendum. I do encourage you again to read it and reach out if you have any questions. Thank you.